Box fans on 1000, salute. Almighty Law 703, salute. Fo Sheen, salute. Nino Bree, salute. Main Event Mark, salute. AB, salute. Architect 1, salute. Michael James 616, salute. Power Player, salute. Harold Jones, salute. Jamal Wright, salute. Shaking my peoples, man. Yep. Yeah, Bama took a bad one last night, man. Slipped the James, salute. Yeah, Bama took an ugly one last night, man. They took one on the chin, for real. I ain't see that coming. I didn't see that coming, man. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Ricky Wells, salute. Oh man, the sound is breaking up already, huh? Salute. Peace, Johnny Emerson, salute. Yup, Stephen L. Hawkins, salute. Yeah, got destroyed. Trestlin Patterson, salute. Johnny Bryan, salute. My son in the building. What's good, baby boy? Jonathan Arsenagas. What's good, Hennigan? Salute. Big O, salute. What's shaking? Shit. Salute to my brother, Beat Megastar, Bish in the building. Salute. Soul Brother #1, salute. Yeah, Bama got dog walk last night, man. But you know what it is? They got dog walk, but they didn't. Well, what it is? Hussein, salute. Denard Reed, salute. Clemson capitalized on every mistake Bama made. That's where the problem lies. And that kid, man, Tua, Cali's like, nah, dude is overrated, man. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, his delivery is slow. It's a windup. He stares down when he going with the ball. He throws the ball. His decision making is not great. He throws the ball. See, when he played against a team that can match him in talent, he was throwing the ball, trusting his teammates. See, that works. When you got the superior athletes, when you can just heave the ball out there, right? When you can just heave the ball down the middle of the field, and you got the better athletes, and they go get it, it works. You look great, right? It worked one time. Right for him. The second time he threw it, look, he threw it right to the end. Look, he just heaved it down the field because Matt Wade, salute. Because he's so used to having Ramsey Sutton III, salute. He's so used to having the superior athletes on the field that his receivers usually outrun the DBs, the corners. They can split the corners and the DBs. They did it once. But when the corners and the DBs caught heed to it, they couldn't do it again. That's what I'm saying. And what he do? He go back to the well. Yeah, some of his passes look on point, right? Because he throw it and he lead the receivers to where they supposed to be. And by the time the receivers come out their break, the ball is there. It looks great, right? But that's because he got the superior athletes. When it's equal, right? It don't come out the same, right? So when he threw that pick six, see fool's goal. Remember when he threw that first down, that out to the right across his body because he left-handed? So he threw that out, right? The timing route, and everybody was raving about it. The announcers, everybody, right? Burning blue eyes, salute. Before I caught it, and everybody was raving. Because by the time the receiver came out the break, the ball was on him, right? It looked beautiful, that first down. The very next play, or was the play after the very next play, right? He tried to do it to his left, and it ended in a big mistake. Because superior athletes, right? You can't always. It's good to try and throw Yasser Hussein salute, Matt Wade salute. It's good to try. That's all good. That's beautiful, right? But guess what? When you got athletes on the other side of the field and they can match your speeds and your strength, right? You gotta be sure. When you let the ball go, you got to be sure that when you let the ball go, the receiver's open, right? He let the ball go, didn't read that. He threw the ball, great. He threw the ball where the receiver's supposed to be. But guess what? Also, you get corners and safeties, right, that know where the receiver's supposed to be as well. And it's called jumping the route, or they run the route for you. Salute the PK Box of the MMA in the building. What's good with you? So you get receivers, right? You get receivers. I mean, you get corners and safeties that run routes for the receivers. Safeties run routes for the tight ends. Corners run routes for the wide receivers, so on and so forth, right? And when you have players, and that's what happened. So, and guess what? The blitz, he wasn't anticipating the blitz because he just so used to having the smarter, more physical, stronger, quicker athletes. And so what he did was he would have read the corner, right? If he would have looked that way instead of anticipating everything, right? If he would see it for what it is and not what it's supposed to be, right? And read the field correctly, he would have saw that corner was getting ready to come. And the drag route was open underneath, and it would have been a first down. Instead, it was a punt, or it was a turnover on downs. I don't even remember, but it didn't turn out good for Alabama, and that happened numerous of times last night. Where salute to my brother CB Sports TV, Carl Burrell in the building. Go subscribe to CB Sports TV. Alan Turner, salute. And so that happened numerous of times last night. Right? When he ran the ball, when he scrambled and could have got that first down. Right? When he scrambled and could have got that first down, he was so used to being a superior athlete, right? He made that little move and thought that he was just going to lean forward and get the first. And what happened? Safety came barreling down and bye-yow! Stopped him short of the first down. Ronaldo Toll, salute. This is what happens. So then what happens is when you're on an even playing field, now your IQ comes into play, right? So now you got to actually read the field. During the Superdome, salute. Now you have to actually read the field. And he wasn't reading the field. He was anticipating the entire night, and that's what went wrong. Interceptions, fumbles, all types of crazy stuff. Sack, turnovers, penalties. That's what happens. Oh yeah, Alabama definitely be back next year. Definitely, because they're gonna bring back the better talent, without a shadow of a doubt. But Clemson is gonna be right there waiting for Clemson, right? Where in the national championship game. Right? That Deshaun Watson was getting beat up in that game. And listen, they could have lost that game. They could arguably have lost every game in Clemson. Clemson is matching them in talent and everything. Ty King, Allah, salute. So let's get into it, right? Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua is starting to feel the pressure from Dillian Whyte. Yep, Clemson is definitely the team to beat next year. Clyde Swan, salute. Without a shadow of a doubt. This is the first game Alabama had James Reed, salute. Alabama had no sacks and forced no turnovers. Let that sink in. I mean, Clemson O-line up front dominated the game. They had no sacks with a quarterback that's not he's not a stiff. He ain't Tom Brady, but he ain't Raphael Gooden, salute. They had no sacks and no forced turnovers. Let that sink in. So that means the O-line dominated Bama up front. They had no sacks, Foshi. None. They had 0 sacks and 0 forced turnovers. Chris Ray, salute. Corner Girl 66. This is how I feel about it. War Eagle. LL. Roll tears. Roll. She said roll tears roll. I have a lot of angry co-workers now. I bet. Man, there's a lot of people sick last night. Sick. And it's crazy because I picked Bama to win. Because I thought the rookie, or the freshman quarterback, I thought he was going to struggle against Bama. I was wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong. That dude, he ain't struggled. The quarterback that struggled was Tua. Never read the field. He gonna have to make the proper adjustments next go round. I'll tell you that. Rico Taylor, salute. McLovin, salute. All right, so let's get into it, man. Dillian Whyte is putting the pressure on Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, saying that he needs to know what he's got to do, what he's going to do, what the future holds for him. Right? He can't just sit around. He just can't keep sitting around waiting. He said that, he can't check on. He can't keep sitting around waiting, not knowing what he's doing and preparing for a fight like this. He will not take a fight like this on a short notice. So they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do ASAP. Because Dillian Whyte is stating that he will not take this fight on short notice. Which I don't even believe him. I don't believe that. He smashed the light button. I don't believe Dillian Whyte for a second won't take this fight on a short notice. He was saying the same things when he was referring to Derek Chisora. You know, Derek Chisora didn't sign the contract. Derek Chisora didn't get Lowland Profits. Salute. I think at this point in time, Dillian Whyte is blowing smoke. I think he's trying to use leverage, a little bit of leverage he feel like he have, but he definitely, if they told that he's fighting Anthony Joshua for a fight like this, but Dillian Whyte is already preparing. D. Jefferson, salute. Dillian Whyte is already preparing, so I don't know why he's saying that he needs time. Lee McClellan, salute. What are you talking about, man? I don't get it. Lee McCullen, what are you talking about? Put pressure on Wilder to sign. Did you put pressure on AJ to sign? I'm not even gonna go into that. I don't have time for you. Good luck, Lee McCullen. Woolbag, salute. My brother Junior the Truth in the building. What's good? Go subscribe to my brother Junior the Truth. He's in the building. What's good with you, bro? AJ Gang Green 6, salute. Monster Madness, salute. My brother, go subscribe to Junior the Truth. He in the building, man. If you haven't subscribed to my brother Junior the Truth, go subscribe to Junior the Truth. The host for the Smoke City Mobcast with the LDDC. Go subscribe to my brother Junior the Truth right now if you haven't already subscribed to my brother Junior the Truth. No doubt. Do so now, salute. Ron Finkley, salute. Yeah, they you know, I don't even got time. I don't have the energy. Chris Dodger, salute. I don't even have the energy to deal with it today. Listen, if you feel like you want to put deep pressure on Deontay Wilder to sign the contract, you go right ahead and do that. you go right ahead and do that. Now, anyway, back to regular scheduled program. Smash that like button, get them likes to over 100. My peopleizations, let's get them up to 100. My peopleizations. So anyway, with that said, Dillian Whyte is playing himself because he's get on a 4-week notice. You'll take the fight on a 5-week notice because here's the thing. Dillian Whyte has already been preparing himself to face. Salute to my brother Justin Martin in that super chat as always, as usual. Salute, I appreciate you. So Derek Chisora fight. We already knew Chris Brown 4-5. Salute. We already knew that you was going to take the fight. This Anthony Joshua Dillian Whyte fight was going to take place April 13th at Wembley Stadium in 2019. So all you're doing now is applaud, okay? You're trying to fool the public. We already understand. We already know what it is, right? You just want to get deal done yesterday. Brown on boxing, salute. You're just trying to secure your place in this fight ASAP. You're impatient because you don't want Deontay Wilder to change his mind and say, you know something, I'm going to take that fight. Or Tyson Fury possibly change their mind and say, look, because we got to think about this, right? If tomorrow, if tomorrow Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder come to an agreement and have a date and a venue and everything already set for the rematch, you won't hear any of this stuff coming from Dillian Whyte. Why? Because Dillian Whyte already knows that he will be the front runner. Dillian Whyte at this point in time is just afraid that maybe Fury and Deontay Wilder may just say, you know something, I'm going to take the fight with Anthony Joshua April 13th. Ever since, salute. And so now we're hearing Dillian Whyte continuously to come out and try to throw Anthony Joshua under the bus. He's trying to get under Anthony Joshua's skin in order for Anthony Joshua to say, you know something? All right, let me just sign this contract and face Dillian Whyte, and then I'll worry about Wilder Fury later. But Anthony Joshua is standing firm, right? Because Anthony Joshua himself is feeling a lot of pressure. Showdown 979, salute. Anthony Joshua himself is facing pressure. So Anthony Joshua at this point in time is like, listen, I gotta look after myself. So JC, salute. So I gotta go and get this fight with one of these top fighters, Fury or Wilder. I got to put my best foot forward and at least make it seem like I want to fight. My brand is taking a hit, right? I'm being called a ducker. I'm being called I don't want to really have this fight. And Anthony Joshua was saying, listen, you know something? I think I'm just going to have to put my best foot forward and look to get a fight with one of these dudes. Not to mention, like I already told you guys, Wembley Stadium does not want to put on a rematch with Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. If they must, they will. But they will put much. Now Wembley Stadium is losing their grip on this big profile, high profile fight. Should Deontay Wilder beat Tyson Fury in the rematch, right, and do it in dramatic fashion, right, Deontay Wilder can stand firm and say, listen, you know something, Joshua? And since Joshua's coming out, him and Eddie Hearn, smash that like button. Let's get them likes over 100, my peopleizations. Let's get them likes over 130. We got 130 people here. Let's get 130 likes, my peopleizations. Let's get it up. Losing their grip on the high profile fight with Anthony Joshua and either seeing as though he's from the States, and Tyson Fury, I'm pretty sure, wouldn't mind fighting in the UK versus Anthony. Tyson Fury out in dramatic fashion. There's still a high-profile fight for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, but that unification, that undisputed bout, won't be on the line because Tyson Fury won't have it. And he won't be the lineal champion neither. So it would just be a high-profile domestic fight, but it won't be for any real meaning. And so with that said, on UK soil, like Anthony Joshua stated before, General Squall, salute, Charles D, salute. Like Anthony Joshua stated numerous of times, and people from the UK have stated numerous of times, and I understand him on this point. I'm with Anthony Joshua, and he's supposed to say this, right? Let me say this. Anthony Joshua is supposed to say that, and supposed to want to push for him to have undisputed on UK soil because it's never been done, and he's from the UK. So it's just like, you know, Deontay Wilder, let's say we never had an undisputed heavyweight showdown on US soil, and the guy with the other belt is over in the UK, and they had all the heavyweight undisputed fights on their soil, right? We will be pushing for that fight to take place in the States, rightfully so, right? So Anthony Joshua was right in doing so, right? He's right in saying that, listen, you know what? I'm not going to fight Deontay Wilder in the States. I'm going to fight him over in the UK. Okay, cool. You're right. He's 100% right. The problem that you asked for $50 million to do so, and then when you was offered the $50 million, you chose not to. You chose to back out. And knowing that you wanted to have that fight in the UK on UK soil to have undisputed. So that was my issue with it, right? Because you asked for something that you knew you didn't want, that you know you didn't want to do. So that was my issue. We got 130 people in. Let's get 130 likes. Smash that like button. Okay? Let's smash that like button. Get that likes up to 130 right now. 130, my peopleizations. Let's get them likes up. So with that said, right? What that said is I understand Anthony Joshua's point in doing so. It's how he goes about it, right? It's not what he does, it's how he goes about doing it. That's the problem with Anthony Joshua. Okay? I'm gonna say this again. It's not what he's doing and what he's doing it for, it's how he's going about doing it. Okay? You asked for $50 million and you was offered $50 million and then you retracted the $50 million. You did a bow face. You said that, oh, you can't sell your soul for it, and you owe it to UK fans and the people. So you should have said that from the beginning. You should have said, listen, it got to be here in the UK. If they give me $50 million and fight here in the UK, I'll fight you tomorrow. That's what he should have said. You understand what I'm saying? Texas Bubba Stop 6, salute. Chalmers Smart, salute. So he goes about doing things. It's the issue. It's not what he's doing. It's how he's going about doing it. You understand? So if he would have said, we got 140, almost 140 people, and we don't have 130 likes. Smash that like button. So if he would have said, listen, I want $150 million. I want $50 million. Yeah, Ronald Finkley, absolutely. Duke, salute. The thing is this, is that how Anthony Joshua is going about this entire situation is what makes him look bad, right? It's how he's doing it. That's what makes him look bad. And so he should have came out and said, listen, you know something? I'll take $50 million, but guess what? I owe it to my people to fight here, and they pay me, they give me the big bag. Let's do it tomorrow. Illis Medina, salute. Stu Baby Love TV, salute. Right? So that's what he should have did, but he didn't. And so, because I understand that he wants to have it on UK soil, undisputed bout, because it's never been done. Why wouldn't he? Of course you should, right? Zo, let's go, salute. And Jay Good, salute. Of course that's the way you should go about it, right? And just like he asked for the big bag. Yeah, of course you should ask for the big bag. But the problem is, you was offered this, and then you asked for something, and then you turned around and said you didn't want it because you really knew what you really wanted to do was have this fight there. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the mistake how he went about it. It's how he goes about doing these things. And so with that said, right, he's in danger now of losing. Wembley Stadium is in danger now of losing a muted fight on UK soil at Wembley Stadium. Because should Deontay Wilder win against Tyson Fury in dramatic fashion, that fight's do 1 point something million pay-per-view buys. It does a higher gate than it already did. It blasts the numbers that it already did, so on and so forth. You're in trouble. It could possibly be lost. Deontay Wilder, and on top of it, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn continue to put their own foot in their mouth because they continue to say, "Oh, we wanted to fight." Now they said, "Oh, we could possibly fight Deontay Wilder in New York." Okay, now you continuously open your mouth and putting your foot in your mouth because now, should he beat Tyson Fury and be victorious, he could demand that it be here in the States. And now you already open your mouth saying it's the possibility. Salute to Ronald Gomez in that super chat. He said, blue blood grinding. Salute. You already know. Appreciate you, bro. The grind don't stop. The grind don't. My baby girl calling me because she ready. I'm coming right now. Park. I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
All right. Tired, huh?
Yes.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Is going to place himself in a position, right, to be able to call to Loving Down Gaither salute. Now Deontay Wilder is going to put himself in a position, right, where they ask for, they saying They saying oh, Park Buster, salute. Says buffering, oh man. Tito Shadanda, salute. Well, Eunice Abdul Haq, salute. Deontay Wilder's putting himself in a position and placing himself without even saying nothing. They continue to put their own foot in their mouth. Oh, we could possibly do it in Madison Square Garden. We could do it in Brooklyn. See, now, if Anthony Joshua fights Dillian Whyte in April, Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury in dramatic fashion. Now, let's say Deontay Wilder chooses to go the route of fighting his mandatory and Dominic Brazil. What's good, bro? And fighting Dominic Brazil first, right? Guess what happens? Oh, my fault, y'all. I didn't even realize the sound was off.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah, I was talking to myself, man. Pardon me, man. So without even saying anything,
okay,
Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn are putting themselves in a bad spot, right? They continuously open their mouth and state that, oh, listen, we could come to the States. We could come to Madison Square Garden. We could do it there. Oh, yeah? Well, guess what? Now that you continue to put your foot in your mouth. Oh, you could go to the cricket store?
No!
You went there before? Got my chauffeur, guys.
Stop.
Look how she's driving, yo. Hazard to my health. Y'all see? Hazard to my health. Look.
Stop.
She got 2 hoodies on. 2.
Can't focus. I refuse to drive until you continue your... Somebody's gonna have to let me go. I'm sorry, but I'm not waiting.
Now she bullying traffic.
Yeah, we're either gonna crash.
Jesus Garcia, salute. What's good? So now with that said is, right, just imagine, right? Imagine if AJ is forced to fight in the States. I'm really not gonna fight on short notice. And Gerald Miller stands his ground and says, well, you said if you was gonna fight me, it was gonna be in the States. And now Gerald Big Baby Miller stands his ground, and then they come and fight in Madison Square Garden. Just imagine that, right? Because this is a possibility you can make it. This is a strong possibility, right? General Squall, salute. Oh yeah, for sure. I ain't even think about that. You right, General Squalls. Hey, we got 150 people. Smash that like button, man. Let's get 150 likes. So yeah, so think about this. And then Tay Wilder fights Tyson Fury here in the States, does hella numbers. He does 1.5 or so pay-per-views or whatever. Let's just say he does 1 million pay-per-view buys, and his gate does better than what it did this time, because they did a $10 million gate. They came second in history behind Oscar De La Hoya, right? So let's say they do it again. Now let's say they do 1 million pay-per-view buys and it generates more money. right? Now, guess what? And Anthony Joshua was forced to fight Dillian Whyte. I mean, Gerald Big Baby Miller, Madison Square Garden. Even if he's successful, let's say he's successful. We got 150 people. Let's get 150 lights, man. It's raining, so maybe it's the weather. But let's just say he fights Gerald Big Baby Miller in Madison Square Garden. He's victorious. Now you already made the U.S. debut, right? You already you left Wembley Stadium hanging, right? D Soul 2009, salute. You leave Wembley Stadium hanging by the wayside. You come and fight at Madison Square Garden, right, against Gerald Big Baby Miller, right? And he's successful. He's not gonna fight Usyk or Povetkin. Usyk and his team said that they're not going into that fight until they get their feet warm at the heavyweight division. Roberts Ford, salute. Until they get their feet wet at the heavyweight division, they're not looking to fight Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury. They want a fight to get themselves ready. Right? So with that said, Giovanni Crumble, salute. Salute, appreciate you. So with that said, right? Just Darlin James, salute. So with that said, and man, he goes and fights Gerald B. Baby Miller. He's victorious. Now Deontay Wilder. Now that's not going to be a pay-per-view fight. That's going to be on the zone, but it's not going to be it's not going to guard Gerald Miller versus Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Garden on the zone is not going to do big numbers. It's just not. It's not. Right? Okay. It might that they have is that. It's to sell the fact that it's his first fight on U.S. soil. That's it. Outside of that, they have no hope. Right? So with that said, now think about this, right? If that's the case, and he fights on U.S. soil, Deontay Wilder does huge numbers against Tyson. Yet again, they don't know how to react. They don't know how to react when their backs are against the wall. They go in panic mode. They go in panic mode and they don't know how to react. Right now, Deontay Wilder, they need to just go ahead, regardless of what backlash and flack they get for fighting Dillian Whyte. They need to go ahead and sign that contract and face Dillian Whyte April 13th at Wembley Stadium. Refan, salute. Right? It removes some situations. So in the States against Gerald Big Baby Miller, numbers, guess what? Deontay Wilder gonna say, listen, we gonna now I'm the A side. Now you come here. The only thing you have to dangle is you have more belts. But nobody in their right mind is gonna say, after Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury in dramatic fashion and does incredible pay-per-view numbers and breaks the gate that he already set. Imagine. Right? He's gonna do he can stand on the square. Joshua, now you got to prove to the world that you did better numbers. Because guess what? Your fight with Povetkin didn't do better numbers than Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. And now you fight Gerald Big Baby Miller in the States, and it doesn't do better numbers than Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder rematch. And Deontay Wilder's longest reigning champion, heavyweight champion, longest, and he knocks Tyson Fury out. Errol Spencer's gonna he's gonna beat Mikey Garcia, man. Devon Zarrett, salute. Yep, you already know the grind don't stop. So, peace, main event, Mark. Appreciate you. So, with that says, then Deontay Wilder, you got to prove it now. Can you prove it? You understand what I'm saying? And with that said, right? Eddie Hearn dropping the ball once again. I just did a video with Eddie Hearn. Go check that video out. He was turned down by Devin Haney. 305 Grant, salute. Salute building, Florida. What's good? Salute to Dade County. So yeah, so you know, with that said, you know, Eddie Hearn once again has dropped the ball again. Is looking, maybe he feels like he owes it to him. Maybe he feels like his loyalty has to lie with them because, you know, maybe they helped him out. You know, there's no doubt that the Hearns helped him out. But check it out. The thing is this, right? He did that smarten up, and look at what's taking place. Because at the end of the day, right, when you look at the situation, and you see exactly, that's another thing. That's another thing, General Squalls. Deontay Wilder could show up to that fight. So, you know, Judge Red said AJ was in New York. Where was Wilder? Hey, Judge Red, do you know what took place when AJ came to New York? Before you mention that, right? That he was coming to the fights. Then after that, right? You know, he was heavily protected and guarded in his whereabouts. It was very calculated. Justin N, salute. My brother World Breaker fighting in the building, salute. So, GP Boxing View, salute. So just Judge Red, let me tell you something. Gerald Big Baby Miller and Anthony Joshua was in numerous locations together, and guess what? Gerald Big Baby Miller was not allowed to confront Anthony Joshua. So what makes you think that Deontay Wilder was going to be allowed to confront him? So why are you saying that he was in New York? Where was Deontay Wilder? First of all, Deontay Wilder don't live in New York. That's first and foremost. Let's just clarify that. Deontay Wilder lives in Alabama and in California. He doesn't live in New York, right? And so, furthermore, directed not to be allowed to get next to Anthony Joshua. What's blazing the sports? Salute. Leon Robinson, salute. So with that said, when you're saying that, oh, as if Deontay Wilder or why he ain't confront him, see, this is the nonsense that I talk about. He could be an AJ fan, but you're gonna spit truth when you come here. Exactly, my brother Junior the Truth said, where was Joshua when Wilder was in the UK? Not to mention, right, on Good Morning World, you jackwagon. Exactly. Where was and then he insulted Anthony Joshua on UK Network. Keith Graham, salute. Jamal L, salute. So I don't know what he's talking about. He says, just making sure, Rons, as Wilder has twice as many fights, but less money, and so you just he's not even worth me acknowledging. It's called opportunity, Judge Red. If you don't know about opportunity, then I don't know what to tell you. It's called opportunity. That's what it's called. Right? It takes two to tangle. Was he offered the same opportunity? Now answer that, Judge Red. Since you came and said that he has more money. No, he doesn't have more money. And you said that he has more well, I could say that he might have more money due to the fact that he has more sponsors, like Under Armour and things of that nature. Right? But as far as the belts go, yeah, as the good old boy. JMJ 2121, salute. TD Wagahoo, salute. So, you know, sponsors, you know, things of that nature. That's true. But as far as the belts go, it's about opportunity. Joseph Parker give Deontay Wilder the opportunity he gave Anthony Joshua? Answer that question. Did Charles Martin give Deontay Wilder the opportunity he gave Anthony Joshua? Answer that question. And did you know that Charles Martin was supposed to face yeah, the light. Charles Martin was scheduled to face Deontay Wilder. The truth, for somebody remember the dude name that Charles Martin won the title from. He was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder, pulled out of the fight with Deontay Wilder to fight Charles Martin, and got injured in the Charles Martin fight, and that's how Charles Martin got the belt. Then Charles Martin decided to go to the UK because they overpaid. Nobody in their right mind was going to pay Charles Martin. Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, none of the promoters. American Patriots 1776, salute. None of the American promoters fight, salute. Not Al Heyman. Nobody over here. Lou DiBella. Nobody. Right? Glasgow. Yep. Woolbag. That's exactly. Glasgow was scheduled to fight Deontay Wilder. He pulled out the fight with Deontay Wilder to fight for a vacant for the vacant IBF title, right? that Tyson Fury dropped, and they scheduled a fight with Charles Martin and Glasgow for the vacant IBF title. When they did that, Glasgow decided not to fight Deontay Wilder and fight Charles Martin for the vacant IBF title, and then he got injured in that fight, and that's how Charles Martin won the title. Then, not Oscar De La Hoya, not Bob Arum, not Al Heyman, nobody in their right mind in the States, Winston Lee Salute, was going to pay Charles Martin $9 million. $9 million to fight. Nobody. So why would Charles Martin, Jr. the Superdog, Salute, and advise Martin to take that UK bread? Yep, we are players in the US, bro. That's a fact. Al Heyman said, if they're gonna give you $9 million, you better go get that bag. $9 million. He did nothing. He was losing to Glasgow before Glasgow got injured. And so since he got injured, of course, $9 million, the architect won a salute. Yeah, they paid Charles Martin, like $8.7 million. Essentially almost $9 million to fight Anthony Joshua. Who was going to pay Charles Martin that? That was his first defense after beating Glasgow. Arthur C.S. Morgan, salute. No. Arthur C.S. Morgan. Cut it out, man. Stop. Stop, man. Stop right there. Cut it out, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. Dude to say anything to make Anthony Joshua seem right. Nobody in their right mind was going to pay Charles Martin $9 million, brother. Nobody. So don't say that. Don't act like, oh, they should have paid him $9 million to get that. No, that was insane. That's called insanity. That's called them knowing that. And first of all, right before that, they were stating that Anthony Joshua wasn't even ready to fight for a title until D-Dap, salute. They were saying that Anthony Joshua wasn't ready for a title shot. And then once they realized that Charles Martin got the belt, they jumped at the bit and overpaid Charles Martin to steal the belt. That's what they did. Pound South D-Town, salute. What's good? Salute, salute. Appreciate y'all, man. Shit. What I miss, man. Thomas Frederick, salute. Chris Brown, Raider Time, salute. Abdullah Brooklyn, salute. Bunton South D-Town, salute. So yeah, you know, with that said, you know what I mean? So with that said, you know, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn is misplaying his hand in this entire situation, man. Keeps misplaying his hand, and it's not a good look. And to be honest, Anthony Joshua needs to look at this situation, man, and understand. I don't know if he's just too loyal for his own good, or he just don't understand what's taking place. And there's a lot of fighters that don't understand the business part of it, don't even look at the business part of it. You know, they just choose to be like, you know what, that's not my job, right? And they'll go you know, business as usual, right? And so that's what happens. You know what I mean? And Anthony Joshua in this case needs to look at it. S550J, salute. Anthony Joshua in this case needs to look at the situation and be like, yo, listen, you know something, man? What's going wrong? There's something going wrong in this, we're losing. We're losing in this situation because we're getting out promoted.
Yeah.
So to speak. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
We're getting out promoted, man. We pushed in the corner, and we responding the wrong way, totally the wrong way. You know what I mean? And they go in panic mode. Yeah, AJ. You know, if he don't have to sound like Al Heyman. Just get advice. And like I stated, Eddie Hearn I think that he went about it all wrong. And I don't think he understood the U.S. market, and that's the problem where he went wrong. I think that's where he went wrong, and so it's kind of backfired on him. I think he had good intentions, but I think that he didn't plan out and didn't understand. He didn't have the right team. Eddie Hearn needs a better team around. team around him. And misunderstanding that it's not in their court. Eddie Hearn doesn't understand and doesn't recognize that the ball's not in his court.
So you're gonna...
Or to recognize and understand that the ball's not in his court. Trill Boxer Talk should be on the time, man, because I was in the pet store. But salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Blue. Blue Blood. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LD. Appreciate y'all. Just Blaze, Jixon 1000, Chris Brown 45, salute. B Megastar, salute. General Squall, salute. Salute. Jamal L, salute. D21519, salute. Duke, salute. American Patriots 1776, salute. Treslin Patterson, salute. Mike Hennigan, salute. S550J, salute. Almighty Law 703, salute. Yeah, Michael James 616, salute. Yep, Columbus Mark, salute. Thomas Frederick, salute. Yep, Chris Brown 45, salute. Raider Time, salute. Abdullah Brooklyn, salute. General Scar, salute. Bountain Town South, D-Town, salute. Yep. Y'all know what it is, man. Woolbag, salute. S. Cypher, salute. Shabazz, salute. GP Boxer View, salute. He got timed out. I don't know what for, but. D-Dap, salute. BBG, salute. The Architect 1, salute. Dante Russell, salute. Junior the Truth, my brother. Go subscribe to Junior the Truth. Go subscribe to CB Sports TV. My brother's Carl Burrell. Salute to, and subscribe to my brother Junior the Truth. Bro Breaker Fighting, man. Salute to my brothers. Make the fight. Salute.